Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are on our amazing planet while you're listening to this podcast. I'm Ariel, and normally at this point you'd hear, and I'm Shya, because Shya is usually sitting next to me. But today he's having emergency dental work because he had a tooth that went bad and was in terrible pain. And so he's in the midst of getting a root canal. He may be back before we finish this episode. But for now, it's time to love the one you're with. For me, that's me. For you, of course, that's you. And I love the Oscar Wilde quote we used with this episode. To love oneself is the beginning of a lifelong romance. Well, it's really true. Shya and I have been leading seminars together and doing podcasts for many years, but the seminars we started leading in 1987. And we worked hard to articulate transformation and to articulate a way of living life that we had stumbled upon, fallen into, discovered. And ultimately, it boiled down to several things. One is being kind to oneself. And the second is that you can't be any different than you are in any given moment. So life shows up as it does. So in this case, it shows up with me being here with you and our wonderful guests today and our producers and all of you as listeners. And Shya is not here. It shows up exactly as it is. You resist it, first principle, you get stuck. You allow it, you see it, you notice it, and it disappears. It allows freedom. It allows you freedom. And it really is the access way to love. Another access way, of course, is listening. Shya and I got back from vacation yesterday, and it was really sweet to discover that there are multiple ways to listen. You listen with your ears, you listen with your eyes, and sometimes you listen with things like your fingertips. So I was touching a sore spot on Shya in order to bring his attention to it, so that that tense muscle could release itself. It was so sweet and intimate. And I know that you can do that for yourself, but it is a whole lot easier if you allow somebody else to touch that spot or put your elbow in that tight muscle. But it's really interesting if I were to touch on a sore spot, and if Shya would blame me for causing him pain. And I think that really happens with a lot of us, where we're carrying pain from something that we have not experienced. And then somebody touches in on it and we're like, you're hurting me. Well, what if today's a possibility just to discover what else is possible? And that's where I'm starting off today. I know it's more than enough. And I am ready to party and enjoy our first guest, or my first guest, Micah. Micah, welcome to being here on this seminal day. I don't know if we've ever done one of these podcasts with only Shya or with only myself. So here we are. It's nice to be with you.
Yeah, it's nice to be with you. I'm Micah from Hamburg. I know you know several Micahs. I'm the one from Hamburg.
And the lovely Micah from Hamburg. Welcome to being here.
You were, when you were speaking about listening just a moment ago, that reminded me of how I have new experiences with my mother. She's living in a senior living for several months now. And I experience her very new, and also myself, and that also has to do with our topic of the day of our call, because I noticed that she's much more sensitive, or she can feel much more if I'm really listening. If I just sit with her and my mind is wandering, I can see that she's irritated. She can feel that I'm not really with her.
Mm-hmm.
You would think she wouldn't notice she has a strong dementia, and you would think she maybe would not pay attention or would not really notice, but she's hyper essential, I would say. And that often now gives me the possibility to, or I can relax more. I feel that I make her nervous when I already plan the next steps. And I do very much plan the next steps, like, should I get a coffee? Should I do this? Should we go in the garden? And if I just relax and I'm with her, I can see how well she feels, but also I notice how I like myself. And I I notice I'm so much, I have it in my head that I need to produce something. And I
Yes.
usually like myself when I produce something.
You know, it's interesting. I think we've all been trained to work so hard. You're sitting in front of your mom, dementia or not, you have that drive to produce, make it better, do something different, be interesting. And just being there is so rich. And if it's time for the garden, you'll find it popping out of your mouth. Would you like to go to the garden? Or I'm ready for a cup of coffee. Would you like one? It's not, it's, I imagine some of the planning happens when you're uncomfortable and you don't know what to do.
Yeah,
So your mind is scrambling for something to do to relieve the pressure of just being.
yeah, that sounds very true. And I very often fall into this maybe trap, maybe not trap, but I fall into the habit to do something. Then when I feel uncomfortable, I feel shy or something, and then it's much easier for me if I have lots of things I can organize or do or plan or whatever. But I just saw now that I really like myself when I don't do something. I just sit there and to experience that it's good, good
Well,
enough.
I don't think you want to make it a either or, Micah, because you are very, very skilled at doing lots of things, and you're so skilled at it. It's your business includes, you know, creating whole tours and all the details that go with it, and all of the you just do a lot of detailed work. It's one of your skill sets. So I wouldn't want you to suddenly make that wrong. It's just that you have lots of tools in your toolbox and you don't always have to reach for that one. And the moment you notice, third principle, of course, that you're trying to plan because you're a bit uncomfortable, if you see it without judging it, it's enough. It just relaxes, it falls away, and then you're there with your mom again. In this case, you know.
Yeah.
I found it with my dad when he had dementia and it was getting more progressive. I definitely felt the pressure of either trying to entertain him or bring him out or to make it a good visit or something. And I remember once sitting on the couch with him and we were holding hands and we talked about something. And then we're sitting there and we were watching the bird feeder, but there were just no birds. And we were sitting there and we're sitting there. And he looks at me and he says, "So, what do we talk about now?" And I looked at him and I said, "I have absolutely no idea." And he went, "Oh." And we just sat there holding hands and it was so sweet. It was so sweet. Yeah. My cat's a lot like that too. If I am distracted and she's in my arms, she gets very irritated with me. She'll either jump out or she'll of my arms or she'll give me a little nip like, "Hey, you know, be in your fingers," or
Yeah.
here. So I think it's nice, you know, you have this time with your mom. It's your life telling you don't need to do so much all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, very, very true and very good to experience that.
Mm.
It's interesting that you say that with the cat, because I have a cat too. And every morning I do some like sport exercises, and I have like a yoga mat or something where I do it. And I usually like read the news when I do the sports, because it's like kind of the same exercise 40 or 50 times. And then I just read the news on my phone. And then the cat comes, and she doesn't like me to be on the phone. She just wants to be with me when I do my sport exercises. And ever since I noticed that it makes her nervous that I read the news or I have the phone in my hand, I'm not paying attention to myself or her, I put it away, and I have such a much better time. I do the sport and I notice her.
I could be incorrect here, but I noticed this is two examples of where your environment gets nervous when you're distracted. But I'm wondering if it's reversed, that you are nervous, so you distract yourself, and then your environment is mirroring it back to you. Because I do exercise, not the same as you, go to Pilates. And there are times where I am distracted and my mind wants to run. And then there are other times where I'm really, really in my body in each move. It would be a very interesting and fun experiment to see how your body feels after 40 or 50 repetitions of something, when you're really there for each repetition, as opposed to trying to escape to someplace else.
Oh, wow. That sounds good.
Just be fun. You'll have to let us know on a upcoming Living Made Easy, or when we're in Hamburg or something. Let us know if you notice a difference when you're just doing what you're doing, as opposed to doing apparently two things at once.
Yeah, cool. I will. And I will see you in Hamburg.
Yay! Yes, we're coming to Hamburg, Germany. For any of you who want to join us. Oh, wait a minute. This airs after Hamburg, so we can't invite them.
Oh.
But we can invite people to the Freedom to Breathe and the Art of Being a Healer, which is happening in New York City. And that's the next in-person course on the December, let me look, 5th, 6th, and 7th. See, I was a little behind the times on this one, but so we're recording this before Hamburg. I'm looking forward to seeing Micah, and then I'm looking forward to seeing all of you who can make it in New York City. Thanks for being with me today. It's been a treat.
Thank you very much.
Okay, here we go. It's time for our listener feedback spotlight, where we hear from one of our listeners about how transformation has impacted her life or his life.
If you want to learn more about our seminars, any of the upcoming virtual courses, visit transformationmadeeasy.com.
That is Transformation Made Easy, easy.com.
I love it.
This is Sandy in Munich, and I am so excited about the seminars that are led by Ariel and Shya, and about the community of transformation, because my life has gotten so much richer and fuller and sexier. And just really, I like myself a whole lot more than ever thought I ever could.
Do you want to have well-being with consistency? Connect with people all over the world from the comfort of your own home at Ariel and Shya's lively interactive Living Made Easy virtual seminars. Join any of their 2-hour online events, or take a deep dive into the magic of being you at a virtual weekend seminar. Come on, let's connect. Find out more and register at transformationmadeeasy.com.
I'm inviting you to our next Living Made Easy 2-hour virtual seminars. They're in a couple weeks. Saturday, November 15th. It is our 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Central European Time, and you can check your time zone if you're not in one of those. It's the bilingual English and German. And Monday, the 17th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and a lot of you Germans like to be up in the middle of the night. I really have fun when people show up. And of course, Hong Kong usually, Hong Kong, not the whole city, but Cheryl in Hong Kong, etc. So if you're not listening to this in the archive and not in real time, just go to the schedule at Living Made Easy at transformationmadeeasy.com, hit the Living Made Easy link and see what's upcoming next, because we'd love to meet you if we haven't met you yet, and we'd love to see you again if you can make it. Again, the Freedom to Breathe and Art of Being a Healer seminar is in just a month, the 5th, 6th, and 7th. It's in New York City. It's a beautiful, beautiful time of year to be in New York City, just as an extra bonus point. The people are exquisite to be with. And Shya work, I get to brag on him. He's not here. Shya work is what we developed, or what Shya created, that launched everything that we do today. And he discovered if he could basically trick people into the moment, have them bring themselves actually into their body, profound healings could take place. And so the Freedom to Breathe and Art of Being a Healer is an offshoot of that. And people often say to me or say to Shya, wow, how come you don't look like you're aging? How come you look so young? And Shya always says it's what we do, who we are, it's what our lifestyle is. But part of that is, if either one of us is in any physical pain, the other one can take care of it right away. It's not something we have to endure. And just saying, if it's something you want, come join us. Costa Rica 2026 requires a weekend seminar. We have that Freedom to Breathe, Art of Being a Healer, and New Beginnings, which is happening the week of January 10th and 11th. It's virtual, and that fulfills the prerequisite to come with us to Costa Rica should you wish. Okay, those are my announcements. I'm off to take our next lovely guest, also named Micah, but she is not in Hamburg this time. It's a 2 Micah day. Micah, welcome to being here, and tell people where you're zooming in from. Micah?
Hi, I'm Micah, and I'm calling in from Düsseldorf.
What can I do for you?
Yeah, the connection is not really stable today, but I'm very happy to be here. Thank you.
You're welcome. And sometimes our connections to the world isn't very stable either. So, what can you do? Did you have a question for me?
Yeah, so linked to the topic of the show, I can feel that. So I'm self-employed, and I'm working as a HR consultant on a very high level at the moment for an international company, and I will switch business, and so my project will end within the next 6 weeks, and then I'm in my head in the question, who am I when I'm not working? Or who am I when I'm doing something else? And there are times when I'm enthusiastic and looking forward for a time doing nothing or being on holiday or whatever shows up. And then there are times when I judge myself. Am I too old to do something new? Am I qualified? Am I in the whole? So I'm in my head and telling all kinds of stories. And I'm not really friendly with myself at that time. I'm judging myself, and I feel not being with me. I'm feeling being all over in my thoughts or in my judgments. So I think the question may be, can you help me? No,
Well, first
I
of all,
know
you don't need
already
any
your
help.
answer.
Yes. Structure, having a job and having a time frame pulls you past those thoughts of, am I too old? What do I do now? The distracted hamster wheel of the mind. So when those reappear, you tend to think there's something wrong with you, or you think they're real rather than, oh, I'm just not engaged right now. So then one of the things that's possible, Micah, is you allow for them rather than try to get away from those thoughts. Because if you think you are unflawed, except for those flawed thoughts, then you're always trying to run away from the bits of you that you don't like, that you disagree with. And the more you push on those, the more you judge those, the larger they get. And then when your husband goes,
Yeah.
hey, I love you, you're so beautiful, he'll be like going, hello, I love you, you're so beautiful, because it takes a while to sink in because you're distracted by the hamster wheel of your mind.
Yeah. I can feel that. So allowing thoughts coming in and feel it. I used work or a lot of other things to avoid that. I got it. Yeah.
I got a little
Sounds very familiar.
Yeah, I got a little hooked by something you said. I know it's true, but I have a feeling that it's one of the things that adds pressure to you. You said, I own my own company. I work for myself. Yes, you're in HR, human resources, and you're hired right now by an international company on a very high level. And there was something in that phrase, very high level. I'm not sure who you're proving to or pressuring, but that little, one is, I work for myself, I'm employed right now, or I'm working on contract for an international company in HR, but at a very high level, suddenly, you have a pressure for whatever the next job is to be at a very high level, or you're trying to convince yourself that you're really worth it. There's just something extra there rather than my job's ending in 6 weeks and then we'll see what comes next.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I've heard that type of cadence from you before when you're in the midst of your insecurities and you're trying to pull yourself past them, out of them, or pretend you're not insecure. Be insecure when you're insecure. In fact, I think that would make you an even better HR person, because I imagine the people you deal with every day are incredibly insecure that they're losing their job, they may lose their job, that they have to speak to HR at all. And the more you have compassion for that, the more they're going to relax into their greatness in your presence.
Yeah, I have at the moment a situation in my company where I'm talking with a person who wants to leave and who is feeling so insecure. What is going on after that? And there I'm really with the person, listening and finding out how I, in my role, and I as a person can support this person to have an easy way out, perhaps with a little bit of time, perhaps with a little bit of money, but also with the feeling that there was someone on her side. And
I deal Well, first of all, Shya just arrived. I'm very happy to have him here. I know that those of you listening can't see him. I know Micah can. Shya has got a black eye right now, and I swear to you, I did not do it. He got bit by a black fly, and it left some tracks. You look like that old Tarleton ad or whatever it was. I'd rather fight than switch.
Right.
But
Hi. Hi again. Hi.
her connection's a little unstable.
Hi. Hi, Shya.
Hi, Micah.
Just one last thing, Micah. Again, you were saying I'm there in my role with her so that you want her to feel someone's on her side. I would forget roles. I just would. I mean, if somebody walks into the room with you and you are the HR advisor, they know you're the HR advisor. There's some extra something you're adding to it about having to be in a role that's putting a weird pressure on you. I just want to say this. It's a weird.
How about I'm coming from nowhere, but be human.
You are enough.
Be human.
What? Human resources?
Human. Be human in human resources. Don't be a role. Be a person. Be a being. Be there. Listen. And magic can happen.
Yeah, and one thing the other Micah said in the earlier part, and then you said about how when you're trying to make plans, how it creates nervous, like it creates nervous in her cat, it creates nervous in her mom. The more you're trying to make it work in the future, the more nervous you're going to make you and the person you're being with. You're more than enough, Micah. You're more than enough.
The only person who doesn't know that is you. See, if you were to look at the resume of someone like you,
you'd be impressed.
You'd be impressed with their resume. And, but your mind is a machine and it finds fault with you no matter what you do, no matter how successful you are, it still thinks you could do better. Ariel and I were just up in Canada on the Miramichi River. And we were casting our spay rods, their type of fly rod, a two-handed fly rod. And we were so good. And yet there were moments I thought I could do better. Yet we were so good. We were consistently brilliant. The guide thought we were excellent. It was only us who thought we were not quite enough. Just like you do.
Only though, if you listen to the thoughts that run by as if they're you. And occasionally you do, but you don't have to.
And you're not your thoughts.
Yeah.
You could have fun with this life of yours rather than be so serious about it. It's going, hey, it all worked out anyway. See, with all your seriousness, hasn't it worked out? They can't hear you when you nod. She's nodding. For those of you who are
Thank you.
waiting
You're
for
so
her,
right. Thanks.
please.
I'm nodding and I'm nodding and you're so right. Yeah.
I really like you, Micah.
Thank you. I'm so
I
happy
like you more than you like you.
Yeah.
And so it's hard for you to believe that I could be saying that I like you when you're hard on yourself.
Yeah.
Thanks for being with me and then us today.
Yes.
It was really a treat. Yeah.
It looks impressive.
Yeah. But yes, I'm sorry y'all can't see him. He looks like he got popped in the eye. It's kind of fun. Your eye, your tooth, it's all the same. It's good. All right. So if you enjoyed this podcast, you can share it with your friends and You could subscribe if you haven't. Also, our newsletter is amazing. It's got great blogs and videos and information. So you can sign up for that as well at transformationmadeeasy.com.
You know, life can be easy.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that most of us don't realize it because we're doing the same things over and over again and getting the same results, which is not satisfaction.
Right. You know, today was satisfying.
Yes, it was.
I really enjoyed being here today. I'm loving the one I'm with. And now that you showed up, I love the one I'm with also.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. We'll be back next week. So come on back
And don't miss
being here.